Okay, I did a look at the English Premier League going into the FA Cup fourth round. Let's have a look at the SPL going into this weekend. Very interesting looking at the table. Now we'll start at the bottom. St Mirren, last place, 12 points. Last time I did a look at the Scottish League table, they were above Dundee. Dundee have laboured this season. Their slow start has harmed them, but they've got 13 points. And Hamilton have been treading water now for a while, and they have 14 points. This bottom three, the relegation battle, is as intense as the title battle. Motherwell sit above them in ninth, 10 points clear of them with 24 points. They are playing for nothing, really. They are just there. Um, so we'll look at the goal differences in a bit. Hibs, they've got 29 points. They're a point behind Livingston with a slightly better goal difference. That could prove crucial when it comes to dishing out the prize money in the season where teams end up. But Livingston have done exceptionally well considering they've had a managerial change this season and the budget they have. Hearts, they have really fallen back from where they were in the first half of the season. They're on 36 points. Their form has deserted them. Their goal difference has just fallen off a cliff. The goal difference could be important, and they have really slipped back. They were leaders early on in the season. They're now sixth. They're now behind St Johnstone, who are a point ahead of them on 37 points and with a better goal difference. And Aberdeen have overtaken them as well. Now, the top four, separated by 3 points. Aberdeen and Rangers are on 42 points. Goal difference separates them. Kilmarnock, by virtue of beating Rangers, have gone back into second with 44 points, and Celtic at top with 45 points, but a massive goal differential. So even if the Rangers won the game last night, they still would not have been top. Out of the top four, only Aberdeen haven't led this season. So that says enough. But the goal difference, you've got to look at the goal difference. St Mirren have got minus 28, but their goal difference is not the worst in the league. Dundee have got a worse goal difference, and as do Hamilton. So St Mirren could escape via goal difference. Goal difference could be so crucial. Motherwell, pretty average side, but their goal difference is not great either. There's a reason why they're ninth and floating by themselves in ninth and have done for most of the season. It's their goal difference, it's their defence. Hibs and Livingston have positive goal differences. By virtue of getting some big wins in the season. Hearts, the reason why their goal difference is -1 is they don't score enough goals. Even though they were top of the table for a long period of time, they weren't scoring many goals. They're winning a lot of games 1-0, and then they've had a couple of heavy defeats in there, and that's why their goal difference is -1. St Johnstone, they're a pretty solid side, but they don't score enough. The top four is where all the goals are being scored this season. Aberdeen, Rangers, Kilmarnock and Celtic all have positive goal differences. And it could come down to goal difference. Kilmarnock could lose out on the title to Celtic, for example, hypothetically, on goal difference. Same with Rangers and Aberdeen. This is where it gets interesting. Celtic are not having it all their own way, and there are three teams behind them that are breathing down their necks that aren't going away. And Kilmarnock, I think, are the big, not shock, but slightly surprising. But with Steve Clarke, I'm not surprised they're doing as well as they are. I think Brendan Rodgers is overrated as a manager. I think because the league has been so uncompetitive for so long, now that it's getting competitive, Celtic are actually not doing as well. They have lost games this season. Kilmarnock are breathing down their necks. And any slip up by any of the top four could mean massive ramifications in that title hunt. The fact that there are four teams separated by 3 points, the Scottish League has not been in this position for a very, very long time. It's a four-horse race. I'm not going to put a prediction of who's going to be the champions. Celtic are still favourites. However, I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of Scottish fans have gone down the bookies and put money on Kilmarnock, and some other Scottish fans have put some money on Aberdeen coming in as a dark horse, because the gap they have closed on the top of the table is immense. They were down here at one point. They were mid-table, 8th, 7th, 8th at one point. They have seriously closed the gap. They have gone on a charge. Aberdeen should not be discounted from this title race. Rangers have to look over their shoulder. Yes, Steven Gerrard has done a transformation. It's transformed under Steven Gerrard, yes, but it's not all slam dunk closed yet. I think Rangers, there is still improvements to be made with Rangers. Defensively, that's why their goal difference is 10 goals less than Celtic. There's a few issues defensively. They are a younger side, so getting Jermaine Defoe in that locker room is vital for this team going forward, because over the next year and a half, he can teach a lot of these younger players a lot. His experience will be invaluable. Kilmarnock have never been in this position before, but they've now led the table. And, it's the first time they've been top of the table in 20 years. So it's going to be interesting. Celtic are not having it their own way. On the relegation battle side of things, goal difference could be the difference here. Because the bottom three are so separated from the rest of the league, they've all been treading water. Dundee, okay, have got off the bottom at last. It's taken them 5 months, but they have eventually got themselves out of last place. They're not safe. Hamilton have been treading water, and their defence is non-existent with the goal difference as it is. They are so far adrift of where everyone else is that these three teams could be goal difference who can defend slightly better than the opposition, basically. Teams I'm surprised about: Livingston, very well done this season with the smallest budget. Really proud of Livingston. I'm really happy for Livingston. They've done a solid. Hearts, I'm very surprised they have fallen back as much as they have. Craig Levein has been found out as a manager with some of his tactics not working. The fact that they were ahead of Aberdeen and St Johnstone, Rangers, Kilmarnock and Celtic, they have dropped so far in the last month and a half. The festive period was not kind to Hearts, but it did show up a lot of flaws with Hearts, defensively, tactically, and depth-wise. They had a great start, and that really spiced up the season, but they have massively fallen back. Really surprised with how far they've fallen back. They haven't recovered from that wobble. That wobble's sort of stuck in, and they are in a bad run of form. Hibs, I am surprised they are as far back as they are. But they were a positive goal difference. I would have thought they'd be a bit closer to the top four. But all in all, I think it's refreshing to see the title race being so tight this season and so competitive. I think it's a good thing for Scottish football. It'd be even better if a non-old firm club, so if Celtic or Rangers didn't win, I think Aberdeen or Kilmarnock getting the title would be, in the long term, better for Scottish football. Short term, it's up in the air because there's a UEFA coefficient. But there is the SPL standings as we are as of recording this video on the 24th of January. Obviously, looking back on this, it'll be very interesting to see where teams end up. But the fact that 4 different teams have led the league this season, the fact that 3 out of the top 4 have led the league this season, and the fact that Aberdeen have closed that gap on the teams above them and are on the verge of overtaking teams above them as well. Aberdeen, I think, are the real dark horse because they haven't led the league yet, and they've managed to close up a 10, 12-point gap and climb half the table. So Aberdeen are the dark horses. That slow start could harm them come the end of the season, and their lesser goal difference as well. If it comes down to it, and Kilmarnock, Aberdeen are the top 2, their goal difference is at the moment dead equal. Then it'll come to head-to-head record. Celtic, their goal difference is 10 goals better off than Rangers, but I wouldn't expect it to stay that way. Anything can happen in the next few months. So we'll watch this space. Thank you very much for watching. If you are a Scottish football fan, I want to hear your thoughts, and I'll have some more videos for you soon. And also, if you are new to the channel and you've survived this long and you're interested in more than just the English Premier League, this channel is for you because we cover all sports. So please feel free to like and subscribe as well, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.